Hello, I'm Dr. Kate Atkin, author of The Impostor Phenomenon, which is based on my PhD research, looking at coping strategies and how the role of something called psychological courage can help you overcome this inner sense of self-doubt. And that is how I know Dr. Terri Simpkin.
Hi, Kate. Thanks very much. Yes, I'm Dr. Terri Simpkin, and I've been looking at the imposter phenomenon in a global sense since about 2012. It's a fascinating and horrifying construct in equal measure. And both Kate and I look forward to talking about our research, about our ideas, and about what people have been telling us about their experiences with the phenomenon. Kate, you might want to tell us why you think it's not a syndrome, because that's one of the questions that we get asked regularly.
Yes, definitely. So phenomenon is an occurrence at certain points in time. And I know, Terry, you've looked at the imposter phenomenon, as we're terming it, in different situations. Mine specifically, my research was focused on the workplace. So how people experience this inner sense of self-doubt when they've already got the external evidence that says they can do it. Syndrome has a pathological mental health connotation, which neither you nor I like when it refers to the imposter syndrome, because it's not actually in and of itself a mental health condition. It can trigger extreme anxiety, and there's a limited amount of research, but some indicates that it also has for some people, a correlation with depression. But in and of itself, these internal imposter feelings are occurrences at certain points in time, which is why phenomenon is a more accurate description.
So, Kate, I think what I would add to that too is this idea of context, that people can experience it at one time in one place, but not in another time in another place or in another set of circumstances. So this idea of syndrome suggests that it is a long-standing, continual, fairly constant experience. That's not at all what our research has shown, and certainly what the literature is telling us. It's not something that actually remains the same over the course of a person's life or the course of their imposter experiences.
And there's something with that word syndrome that goes alongside it, is that we tend to suffer from imposter syndrome, where we experience the imposter phenomenon. And I think the word suffer means that you can't do anything about it, means that you don't have any agency or any control over it. And certain situations, you're absolutely right. The other thing I know I find that impacts my imposter experiences are whether or not I've had a good night's sleep the night before. You know, how well are you actually feeling to go into that meeting, to do this particular event, attend this particular conference, or speak to this particular person, or present your particular project. Any of those things can impact that. But so it can be absolutely, yes, situational. It is dependent upon how you are feeling yourself in those situations at that particular point in time. So phenomenon, more difficult to say, but much more accurate as a description, and not something we suffer from, but something that we definitely experience and can be for some people really quite debilitating.
I think also when I first started doing the research on this, some of the early work used the term victim, that people were victims of the imposter syndrome, which of course, strips away every skerrick of agency that an individual has. And there is so many things that we need to talk about, and we will talk about those in these brief conversations that Kate and I have. We look forward to engaging with you, and please drop us a line if you have any questions. We'll be more than happy to respond to your comments. Speak to you soon, Kate.
And you, Terry.